Hello everyone, welcome to Namables. Man has always seen birds fly and has fantasized about flying himself. While flying was largely considered an impossibility, there was one man who boldly set out to make the impossible possible. Abbas Ibn Firnas was a glassworker, thinker, inventor, and musician. He lived in a town called Cordoba that belonged to Andalusia, Muslim Spain, around 12 centuries ago, and devoted over 20 years of his life to the field of aviation. In fact, it would be safe to say that Ibn Firnas became obsessed with the idea of flying after he observed a gambler on a dare, parachuting off the top of the Great Mosque's minaret in Cordoba. To Ibn Firnas's great shock, the daredevil did not only complete the dare, but walked away from it unharmed. This spark of inspiration is all that Ibn Firnas needed to tackle the task of flying. In 852, he made his first attempt and invented an early model of a parachute and jumped off the minaret of the Grand Mosque in Cordoba. This parachute is described as a huge wing-like cloak, and probably allowed him to land with only minor injuries because the parachute slowed him down effectively. It took Ibn Firnas another 20 long years to finally build, at the age of 70, the prototype of a modern-day glider, the first machine ever that allowed man to fly of his own accord. Ibn Firnas constructed wings that spanned approximately 14 feet. In order to keep the machine strong and light to stay airborne, he built a light wooden frame out of bamboo which is hollow like the bones of a bird's wing. In order to keep the parts of the wings together, he tied them with scraps of silk, which was the lightest and strongest material of the time. He also used silk to cover the wings and finally topped them and his clothes off with eagle feathers. This is how the first flying machine was made. He did forget one minor thing though, the tail. The tail. Excuse me, sir. The tail. Now, it is unknown what caused Ibn Firnas's death. Some say the damage done to his back by the crash was his undoing, and others are convinced his final flight was a fatal one. Either way, Ibn Firnas taught us much about aviation and influenced many inventors like Leonardo da Vinci long after his death. Just think about it. He dared to dream about human flight 1,000 years before the Wright brothers did. And although Abbas Ibn Firnas's flying machine looks nothing like modern-day airplanes and superjets, it was due to him that the idea of self-controlled flying machines took flight, and it was him that provided us with the essential first step towards mastering aerodynamics. Time for me to fly away. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.